Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue with our Vancouver Canucks. We just started Year 8 in the last video. It started off pretty good. 8-5-1 is our regular season record so far. Even though we started off 6-0-1, we went 2-5 in our last 7. So, you know, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. But we got to get back on top. We got to start playing like we were in the first 7 games, as opposed to the last 7 games. So, you know, I was reading your comments and a few good line change suggestions, and I do want to take care of some things right now. The big thing is going to be Zack Kassian. I agree with you guys. We should definitely unload him before the end of this year, just because if he does drop down to an 82 or an 81, I won't be able to trade him, and I don't want to buy him out either, because then he'll have like 4 years of like 2.5 million or something along those lines of buyout penalty. So I want to move Kassian this year. Now I can't trade him right now because remember, if we're gonna trade him, I could only get like maybe a first-round pick or a young prospect. But I would want to go out and find someone who could replace Kassian. Yeah, I could bring up Colburn or Callahan. Sorry, I could put on Callahan on the first line right wing. But you know what? I can decide to do that, or Weiss. I could decide to do that more around the trade deadline, because you know it'd be nice to get another young gun for the fourth line grinder position, because we got like Radek Faksa, right? So I'll get someone else back there. Also, you guys were saying that Faksa should be up on the third line instead of Colburn. I completely agree. Okay, so we'll go with Faksa up there. Kassian, we're gonna hold on to the trade deadline. Then we'll try to find someone that we could replace him with. Maybe some fourth line tough guy actually. Maybe we could find a tough guy who's actually pretty good defensively by now, who's been drafted, right? We're 8 years in, so we might be able to find someone. As for the first line, you guys were saying switch Drouin and Tarky around. Get Drouin going. Even though that second line, Reinhart, Suter, and Drouin is doing pretty good, I want the first line to be doing the best. So, yeah, I agree with that. We should switch up Tarky with Drouin, but play Drouin on his left wing and allow Sarich to go to the right wing. Okay, and I was seeing you guys, how good is, yeah, he does. Jonathan Drouin has a face-off rating of 75, so if you need him to take face-offs, you can go ahead. It's actually not a bad idea. But I'm actually going to leave Mackey in the middle. He seems to get a lot of assists there in the middle. And I think his face-offs is like 69 or 68. Yeah, it's 69, so it's not that bad. And I think Sarich has got a face-off of 70. So technically, we actually have the worst face-off guy on the first line in the center. But still, I'm going to leave him in there and leave the 2 wingers on the wing, okay? So we're going to try that for the first line now, because those really are the guys. Remember last year when we decided who the captain would be? Those were the 3 guys, and they didn't play for us. So let's see if they can do it during the regular season. We'll give them 1 or 2 months. Tarky, I want to keep playing Tarky because he got the Calder last year, and if he's going to get better, you got to play him. So he's getting no less than second line time, okay? Alongside of Reinhart and Suter. I'm going to switch sides. Reinhart's the center, Tarky's the right wing, so we'll put him on his right. Faksa, Jensen, and Ernie. I really want Jensen to get going. I was reading some comments, and you guys were saying Jensen. Yeah, 0 points in 14 games. We need Bo Bennett back. Jesus. As a third liner, what did he get last year? Yeah, last year I think that's third line time for him. Maybe it was second line time. I can't remember now, actually. You know, I think it was third line time with power play time. That's why his numbers are so high. But he should be able, on the third line, he should be able to get like a 15 goal, 15 assist, 30 point season easily, okay? 0 points in 14 games, -5, that's not good enough. I'm not going to take him out just yet. We'll see what happens. Faksa's up there with Ernie now, okay? But maybe, yeah, if that doesn't work out, maybe Kassian up just to use his 84 into the trade deadline. I do want to win that Presidents. Defensively, we're not going to change anything. Power play, I'm going to switch Drouin and Tarky around. Okay, so we're going to have the same effect like the 5-on-5 lines. There you go. And the penalty kills first in the NHL. I don't want to touch that. And extra attack. Oh, no, sorry. The goaltender, I'm going to go with Windsor just for 1 game because we've lost 2 straight. And you guys are saying go to 3-to-1 loss ratio for the goaltender, so I'm going to do that, but I want to give Windsor, or just I want to give Goddard a break quickly. And also for Chicago, you guys were saying that our AHL goalie, Janes, we got to play him. Now, I'm going to leave Sergei Bobrovsky as our starter because I want our AHL team to do good because we still have 2 players, Renas, our power forward, 4.5-star player, and Seth Jones, who are still playing. And the better season the team has, the more potential hopefully they gain. You know what I mean? If they make the playoffs. You're not going to do that with a 69 overall goaltender. But I will give him backup time, so at least he's out there. Maybe he can play a few games if Bob gets scratched or lets in a lot of goals or whatever, okay? But Bob is going to be the starting goalie. So, there you go. That's all the changes that we're going to do. Going to go 1 month at a time. Again, it's still early in the season. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that our team is going to be a playoff team. I mean, we have everything that you need. Last year we made it. The year before that we just made it, even though we made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. This team is a playoff team, all right? There's no doubt in my mind. I just want to get that first line. You know, I don't know if they're good enough to get 70-point seasons, all three of them. You know, one of them, Drouin, should definitely be able to get a 70-point season. But I'm talking about all three of them together, Sarich, Mackey, and Drouin. Like, typically, if I'm looking at my team, I'd like the first line to get, like, all 70 points, the second line to get, like, at least all 50 points, and then the third line 30 points, and that's pretty good. That rarely happens like that, but that's how you can gauge if your lines are doing good or not. So, Windsor came in 8-5. Did he at least get a win? Yeah, he did. Oh, my God, though. He let in a lot of goals both games. All right, so let's see what this new lineup does. Goddard's back in the net. Our true team is out there. Let's see what happens. Because, you know, when did we draft Jonathan Drouin? Yeah, first year, right? Same as Seth Jones. Yeah, it's the same year as Seth Jones. We're, what, 8 years in? Come on now. It's definitely been enough time for Jonathan Drouin to get better, to become, like, one of the league's best goal scorers. You know, top 5 for goals, at least. Maybe not points, because we don't have the studs just yet on the first line. When they turn to, like, high 80s, maybe even low 90s, if I could see Mackey becoming, like, a 90 overall if his offensive category jacks, because he's got actually a pretty good defensive category. Sarich, maybe. Drouin, I don't think Drouin will go all the way up to 90, but high 80s should be enough for him. It's only one loss. Yeah, keep going. Montreal, 7-5-6. That's a doable team. We could be, yep. Oh, my God, we lost. Yeah, just keep going. Yeah, 3-1 loss ratio. Let me get a drink of water. It's early in the morning. I'm talking too quick. All right, so 10-6-3 for the Islanders. Let's see what they got. And there you go. All right, we got a win. Yeah, keep them in there. I was saying earlier that I wanted to be a President's Trophy competitor, but I don't know if that's a possibility just yet. Don't get me wrong. One year, this team will be that kind of performer, but just I think it's still a little bit too early. Tarky, though, man, if only Tarky could have a better defensive category, then we'd have two bona fide goal scorers on both those lines. But the thing about Tarky is, defensively, he's not the greatest. I just hope Reinhart and Suter can make up for it. All right, there's another loss for Goddard. I think that's 3 now, 3 or 4 maybe. One of them was an overtime loss. Go back to Clint Windsor, see what he can do for us. All right, Clint, that first game you came in, you allowed 5. The second game you came in, you allowed 8. Or maybe you only allowed 5 and then got pulled. Come on now, give me a good game. Clint Windsor, let's go. I've been seeing comments, people, oh my God, 5 goals again. Good God. Clint Windsor, man. What a complete flop Clint Windsor was for us. When did we draft him? We drafted him in year 1 with Jonathan Drouin and Pulock, right? Yeah, because Pulock is still down there. We're still waiting for him to get better. Even though he's playing good enough. He's on our power play. Drouin's up there. Windsor, though, man, we thought that answered all of our goaltender problems from Corey Schneider and Luongo leaving. Little did we know he would be absolutely nothing for us. Jesus. All right, and you know what? Our team is actually starting to fall a little bit here. I might have to, at the end of this month, take a look at the lines again. Something's not working here. There you go. There's a win. Keep going now. We got one more game before the end of the month. Drouin's got 12. Mackey's got 18. I think that first line is scoring goals now. But, I don't know. Maybe our penalty kill is not working as good as it was. Yeah, we're scoring goals. All right, so let me just take a quick, not the team standings, just the player stats. All right, I just want to see who's doing good for us. Who's not scoring goals. We should be a team that can score a lot more goals than we allow. Definitely. We have too many goal-scoring threats. The only thing I wonder about is the two-way forwards, the Suter and Sarich. I know I always say it's individual stats, but, you know, when's the last time you've seen a two-way forward win the goal-scoring race with 50 goals, right? Even if they have a really good shooting category. So it's interesting. So Billy Mackey, he's doing great on that first line. That's what I mean about leaving Mackey in the center. He just racks up those assists, man. Give him a sniper to work with, and Mackey... You know, Mackey's almost been our most consistent player since we've drafted him. You know, I've moved around Sarich, I've moved around Suter. They're a lot younger as well. Not a lot younger, but they've only been on our team for a few years. But Jonathan Drouin, he's gone up and down, and he had more years. He had like 2 years to develop on Mackey. Mackey's, I don't know, man. He's pushing for that captaincy. Fantastic Finn captain. I'll do it, man. If he's clutch, I'll do it. So Suter's on the second line. Again, remember, some of those points came I think he was, I remember, it was 0 goals or 1 goal and 12 assists before. So he's still getting points. Yeah, Suter and Reinhart, they're doing fine. Tarky, 7 goals, and yeah, I can't remember how much Tarky had before I checked it last time. Yeah, I think that second line is doing fine for us now. Drouin, 19 points in 29 games. You know what? Drouin's actually fallen off. He had more points on the second line. I think he had the ratio, like I should be up to around 15 goals, 16 goals. Yeah, that's where he was at before. Oof. So Jonathan Drouin is definitely becoming one of those players that we need to perform for us. But like 8 years in now, and he's just not getting it done. Like, I look at his individual stats. His shooting category is great. Offensive awareness is 97. He's 24 years old, so he still has 2 more years of getting better, right? The physical category is the one weakness, but his body checking is still 90. His defensive awareness is great. Like, everything on paper looks great, but then just look like this season was good. When was this? He's 24 now, 23, 22. And when he was 21 years old and he had a 67-point season, you're thinking, all right, that's the start of something great. Then he came down to 43 points. Then he went up to 57. I mean, he better end up with like at least 60 this year. 30-goal season, man. Come on, man. You really got to start to score some goals. Let's go. We need Jonathan Drouin to start being a superstar, man. That's what we drafted him for. Tarky, Faxa. Yeah, you guys were right about Faxa. Put him on the third line. He's getting some points for us. What about Jensen? He only got 5 more points. Yeah, Jensen on the third line. What about the third liners? Jensen's -8. Colburn's -3. Cassian's -2. Ernie, Faxa, Tarky. All right, you know what? It seems to be our third and fourth line, so that's what I'm going to change up right now. Our third and fourth line, 5-on-5, it seems to be acting up. So let us... See, it would be smart to put Suter on the third line. I know you shouldn't because you got to play him and I want to be in the top 6, but it's because his defensive awareness is so good, like 99 overall for defensive awareness. I would love to put him on the third line center because he could really just man that whole line down himself, and then you could use the second line center for Reinhardt and bring up like Jensen, you know? But I don't want to do that. No, I want to play Suter and Reinhardt together. They're actually doing pretty good. I got to figure out how to get these guys going. Ernie's got that really good defensive awareness. I'm worried about Jensen right now, man. You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try this for just a few games, all right? I'm going to scratch Jensen. I'm going to bring up Callahan. Switch him with Hartikainen. Hartikainen, Faxa, and Ernie. Cassian. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Cassian. No, because we got to play without Cassian if we're trading him. Callahan, Colburn, Cassian, Ernie, Faxa, Hartikainen, okay? And the penalty kill now. No, that's everybody taken care of. Yeah, because you know what? If Jensen's not scoring points for us, you know, what is he doing? He's not a defensive player. I don't even think he's got a great defensive category. So if he's a -8, 5 points in 29 games or something? Yeah, 29 games. Yeah, that's a problem right there. So let's get on top of this problem, all right? Who's in the net right now? Ooh, I don't even know. I think it's Goddard. Well, hopefully we can beat the Maple Leafs. We'll be able to tell if he gets 15 wins. Come on now. All right, there's a loss. Yeah, we'll run with him for a bit. Let's just see what happens. Come on now, Vancouver. I had high hopes at the beginning of this season. We're actually at 500, 15-15, basically. Let's go. Turn it on. All right, there you go. Scouting assignment. What were we doing? We were doing... Anisimov. Oh, no, hang on. Maybe that is. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I'll go after these. Yeah, forwards in Russia. I think it was Scandinavia, that Swedish right-wing playmaker. I think that was it. Even though we don't need any more forwards anyways. But you know what? Since we're trading away Cassian, I might be able to get a pretty good draft pick in that. Maybe not for this year, though. Maybe I should get it for next year. Because by the time the trade deadline comes around, no team with a horrible record is going to want to trade their draft pick and receive like a veteran like Cassian. So more than likely it's going to be like a, I don't know, mid of the pack or top 20 pick, which is fine though. Come on now, boys. All right, there's another win. Yep. I don't want to jump on anything just yet, but Ville Mackey is definitely, you know, he's becoming my favorite forward player. I like my defensive players in Suter and Sarich, but Mackey, how many years now have you had him at the center position, first line center, and he's just always put up those points? Yeah, I definitely like Ville Mackey. I'll give him the captaincy, but he's got to get it done in the playoffs now. He's got to get it done in the playoffs. He's got to be that stud in the playoffs, like leading our team. I forget what he did last year in the playoffs. I should check quickly. Hang on a sec. All right, there's another loss. Let's switch it up a little bit. Yeah, 18-17-2. This is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. It's still early enough that I know that if you guys have some changes we can make, and I can still do best lines very easily. So I'm not too worried just yet, but I want to figure out why we're not winning. All right, there's a loss. You know what? Let's take it to the end of the month. Let's just see what happens. We'll go all the way with Goddard. All right. It's so weird because we started off 6-0 and 1, even though we had Tarky on the first line, Drouin on the second line. Maybe I should go back to that, right? If it wasn't broke, don't fix it. But then again, we did round out. What were we? 8-5 and 1. We still had Tarky on the first line when we lost some games anyways, so I don't know. It's a weird team this year. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's our defensive core. It could be that Gilbert Benoit, our new first-round pick, is getting too many penalties, allowing too many power plays. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go into team standings and check all that. We haven't done that in a while. We'll check that out. I don't know if I want to do any more simulating now. Still kind of early in the video. We'll see. We'll see. We're at the end of the month here. I got to do a checkup. All right, so at least we won some games there. 21, 18, and 3. We're back to 500. Jonathan Drouin only has 14 goals at this stage in the season. I mean, he's on pace for maybe another 30-goal season, but I was hoping, you know, a guaranteed 35, 40-goal season out of Jonathan Drouin when he becomes like the player that he is, and he's 24 years old, man. 8 years in, he should be producing a little bit more than that. So, yeah, let's check out everything actually. So, Eastern Conference looks like that. The Carolina Hurricanes in first with 63. And yeah, they're first in the NHL. And we sit in 7th. So we are in a playoff spot. 45 points, only 3 up the Columbus Blue Jackets. But then again, it's still very early and they could have like 5 games in hand. Okay, so we can't really tell. So we need to get on top of this problem. Team standing. Let's see what the problem is. If it's goals for, goals against, goaltender, power play. Let's see. All right, so goals for per game. I thought this was doing better. See, 2.74, 13th in the NHL. That's not horrible, right? Like, that's not horrible. I would like to be above 3.25. I know that's, like, really top of the league when you're up there. At least above 3. But, you know what? For a team that should be good defensively, 2.74 isn't the worst. It might be our depth goal scoring. If we got more goals from the 3rd and 4th line, that might push us up to 3. Because I don't think our top 6 is... I don't know. We'll check the individual stats after again. Goals against per game. My bad. Goals against per game, 13th in the NHL. So we're middle of the pack for everything, basically. That could be doing a little bit better. Because goals against I like to have below 2.25. All right. And we have enough defensive awareness players with an elite goaltender that we should be able to be up there with these defensive teams. I got to figure out what we can do better about that. Maybe it's our penalty kill. So power play percentage. Okay, you know what? That needs to change right there. Our power play percentage needs to get a lot better. All right, 17.2. We should be top 10 for power play. With the studs that we have, we should be top 10. So you know what maybe we should think of? Maybe Sarich off the first line power play and load up Tarky with Drouin and Mackey on the first line power play and then have them on the wings, right? And just get one of the power plays going, because it doesn't look like any of them are going right now. So our power play could be getting a lot better, so that's something we'll take note of. And our penalty kill, it was first in the league last time. 10th in the NHL is doable, all right? If we could score some more goals, our record would be a lot better. It'd be nice if our penalty kill could be a little bit better, but it's not horrible either. And I think as the season goes on, if we can stay around 83, maybe get a little bit better up to 85, will remain like top 10, and that's all we need. Okay, so power play. Let's see why our power play isn't getting any production going. Player stats. Well, first let's just check out the player stats. I can't remember the numbers though. I really want to see if Tarky. What was Tarky at last time? We got to figure out a way to get Drouin and Tarky going, man. That's the big thing. So Ryan Callahan, 4 goals in 13 games. So I don't know. Do you think he was a better choice than Jensen? That's something we're going to have to figure out. So forwards, you got Ville Mackey, 43 points in 42 games. What can I say about Ville Mackey? All right, this guy's a stud. Sarich, he's got 38 points in 42 games. Sarich is getting it done. So, you know, like me saying that we should take him off the power play, I don't know if that would hurt his points per game, but he's a point-a-game player, whatever he's doing, right? Basically point-a-game player. Yeah, he's basically a point-a-game player. Tom Suter, 30 points. Yeah, that's good enough for a second-line center. That's really good, actually. Sam Reinhart, yep, that's good enough for a, well, yeah, you know what? He could be doing a bit better. They have trailed off, but they're about on pace for that 50-point season. As second-liners, what did I say? I want my second-liners to all have 50 points, and that's fine. You know, I'm fine with that. So if they can stay on that pace and get 50 points, I'm fine with that. Tarky, 22 points. Okay, Tarky could be doing a lot better because he's not on pace for a 50-point season, and he had first-line time along with second-line time. So it's not like he's getting left out. He should be up there. He should have more points, okay? And Jonathan Drouin, all right, this guy, I think we should move him back down to the second line because, I don't know, it's just not working. Ville Mackey's still getting his points, and I guess he's getting the points from Sarich, But Jonathan Drouin, 22 points in 42 games. You're talking about a 40-point season for Jonathan Drouin. Something is not clicking with this guy right now, okay? So we got to figure this out. Faxa, you know what? Faxa, actually, since we put him on the third line, he's on pace for that 30-point season, so I'm happy with that. Cassian, he's about, you know what? Maybe we should move Cassian up to the third line or trade him away for somebody else that can help this team out right now. Colburn, that's fine for the fourth line. Hart to Kane, and that's fine. Adam Ernie, the third line, he's not really getting much done. He's only on pace for a 20-point season, and I got him. Well, he's good defensively, but he could still be getting 30 points. And Jensen, really didn't like Jensen. But Callahan, see what I mean? Callahan, he came in, and in less than half the games of Jensen, he had 4 goals compared to Jensen's 5 points. So, you know what I mean? Our team's all over the place right now. I'll show you minus, plus, minus. Ernie, our defensive awareness is 99. Ernie's minus 12. We're going to have to figure out Adam Ernie, Radek, Faxa. Tarky's a minus 1. Suter's a minus 6. Okay, so there you go. There's all our forwards. And defensively, points. All right, so Pulock is in first with 18. Edler, 17. Tanev, 14. Murray, Ravenko, and Benoit. So Benoit, he got 2 goals. He's got no assists, but he's got 2 goals. 69 penalty minutes. So he's only on pace for like 120-ish. So that's actually not bad for him. He's keeping his discipline. He's a +4, so he's our best plus defenseman out there. We really don't have a defensive core that's taken over. So we really need to increase our first line because Edler, he's our first line. He's a top 2 defenseman. He's -1, you know. Maybe get Edler and Pulock working together instead of Edler and Tanev. I think they're together. I can't remember. And goaltenders, Goddard, 2.26. It could be a lot better. Save percentage of 92.31. He's doing fine, you know. He's doing fine. It's the team around him that needs to be playing a lot better. Clint Windsor's absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible as a backup. I don't know what to say. But I think we could be doing a little bit better around our goaltenders, okay? So I will end it on this. What should we do when it comes to our lineups? Should we indeed move Drouin down to the second line and let Tarky back up to the first line? Or, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. Because Mackey and Sarich are getting points with Drouin. So, you know, maybe he's taking the defensive awareness. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, okay? But we got to change something. Defensively, maybe Edler and Tanev not working together. Maybe we should reward Pulock and go Edler and Pulock. And maybe bring up Benoit as well. Who knows, right? I'll just send it back down for now. I won't change anything just yet. Power play, we need to shake up our power play. What needs to be done about our power play, okay? We really need to kickstart it. Maybe Drouin and Tarky, but then again, Sarich is pretty much a point-a-game player with Mackey, so I don't know what to make of that. All right, and penalty kill, no, we don't need to change that. It's basically just a 5-on-5 offense, 5-on-5 defense, and power play. All right, boys, what should we do? Because we got to right this ship right now, and I will see you guys in the next video.